on the outside. Second row, the car number 8 of Jimmy Lennox to the inside. Outside of him, Eric Moon in car number 18. The 9 PG of Percy Gendro with the car number 311 of Jason Jack. And we have the car number 2A of Matt Altiers. Bill Griffith, unfortunately, scratched from the event. Quickly, the field comes together behind the pace truck, and now the pace truck is moved away. Tight formation through for the 7 cars we have in this 8-lap heat event. Wilson on the inside. Bernhardt up the racetrack and ready to go. Bernhardt hoping to dive down to the bottom. Not quite there, but that's good enough to keep it up in the second groove. Here comes Wilson taking a look inside. It's going to be Brian Bernhardt carrying it through turn 3. Trouble in turn 4, 1 car around, but he gets straightened right back up again. That's Jimmy Lennox, car number 8. As Percy Gendro thinking about going into the infield, but instead spins out at the tire barriers. Caution flag is out. Couldn't seem to get the car turned in, and so the caution flag waves, and we've got cars all over the place. There's Gendro's car number 9 sitting by the tire barrier. Up in turns 3 and 4, Matt Altiers had turned his car in to the infield. So the 9 car has a broken right front suspension, so it's not handling and not turning, and it's going to go away. So we'll get that car safely into the infield. Meanwhile, move the car number 2A into a position. So they are making sure as the driver's out of the 2A, and they're going to get him into a better spot here. Meanwhile, taking a look at the driver from Lima, Ohio here in the car number 9 PG. So our cars on the racetrack continue as we get ready to go. The lights have been turned out. The 5 cars that remain with 1 lap complete, led by Brian Bernhardt's B69. Into the restart zone they come, and Bernhardt now accelerates. Odds become a lot better when you take the top 3 out of a 5-car race as Wilson slides up second. Moon, little cow catcher action there. Try to put it up underneath the car number 86. That's going to open up the ideas. Bernhardt has a problem and drops out while leading. That's going to give the lead to the 86 of Wilson. Jason Jack in the 311, and Eric Moon battles Jimmy Lennox for the final transfer. Moon to the inside, takes over that 3rd spot. That is the final transfer spot as we're still short of the halfway mark. Now we're going to see that halfway sign. Your leader, Chris Wilson. Jimmy Lennox is running out of laps back there in the 8 car to try to get that transfer spot. Right now, that's where the battle is as Eric Moon tries to hike that car into turn 3. Now shut the door on the 8 of Jimmy Lennox Jr. Wilson, meanwhile, taking advantage of that opportunity that he has in the 86 as he rolls out to a big advantage. White flag for Chris Wilson. Only drama left in this one is going to be who's in and who's out when it comes to 3rd place. Checkered flag in the wind to Chris Wilson in car 86. 2nd to Jason Jack. 3rd will go to Eric Moon. Well, Jason Jack picked the perfect time to spin after he'd passed the checkered flag, so he is going to be going into the A main for his first time. Chris Wilson also making his way in. And the car number 86, once again, Wilson drove the car 127 in last year's Winter Nationals. This year, the 86. He was in the A main last night, came home with a 16th place run. And Eric Moon in the car number 18M will now be moving on into the A main as well. For Moon, the driver out of Zephyr Hills, that's going to be his first start in the A as he finished 6th in last night's B main. So we have a couple of drivers who are improving upon it. The 311 of Jason Jack making his first A main, as well as the car number 18M of Eric Moon. So now the third heat race is coming on the racetrack. On the inside, the car number 33 on the front row. That is going to be the car of Jeff Matthews. Outside of him, the car number 7T, last night's fast qualifier and feature winner. That is Drake Troutman. Row 2 to the inside, the red car number S21 of Seth Daniels out of Jackson, Ohio. Outside of him, Devin Wright in the car 37. He's out of Rensselaer, Indiana. Brad DeYoung, another Indiana racer. He has the car 7 to the inside of Hobart, Indiana's Kenny Carlson. And the final row lines up with the car number 57L, the red car of Robin Lashley, and the non-qualified 25 car of Tyler Nicely. Tyler finishing 2nd in last night's main event. As a non-qualified car, he'll start back in the 8th position. He's got to chew off 5 spots to get in the A main. So this field once again packed up 4 rows of 2 for the 8-car field to go the 8-lap distance in our third heat event. As we have 6 cars that have already qualified, there's room for a few more. Green flag on this one as they land rush it into turn 1. Matthews on the inside falls back to Troutman. Troutman takes the lead down the back straightaway. Troutman's going to go through into turn 4. He's up front in this one. Devin Wright in the car 37 looking to add his name to the qualifiers. Brad DeYoung looking for racing room somewhere around the 37. And the high side not going to work. Let's go to the bottom and see what happens there. Nicely, meanwhile, gets into the picture as he's got some ways to go to get up to that 3rd spot. Four cars in a line. The 37 of Wright is 3rd. Now trying to move 4th is Seth Daniels in the S21. Brad DeYoung stays with it on the outside. DeYoung with the long way around, Wright protecting the bottom. That's going to make it tougher for Daniels. Seth Daniels lost a little bit of ground that time. Now we'll slide up and cozy up next to the 3rd place running 37 of Devin Wright. Still to be decided that 3rd spot as Daniels had a good run. He's given himself the position. Now has to back off and realign himself. Brad DeYoung, meanwhile, has come down off the top. Here comes Nicely down to the bottom. Trying to challenge now from back outside the top 5. Nicely in the 25 makes his move to the inside as we've got the white flag. He's got to hustle because He needs to pick up 3 spots. Meanwhile, Daniels on the outside of the 37 of Wright. That's the transfer position, and now Daniels has it. Seth Daniels moves up to third. Checkered flag is in the air, and the win will go to the 17 of Drake Troutman. Second spot will be the 33 of Jeff Matthews with the S21 of Seth Daniels. All 3 of these drivers who qualified unofficially from the third heat event were in the A-Main last night. Top finisher, of course, Drake Troutman's first place. 8th place was awarded on the drive to the S21 of Seth Daniels, and Jeff Matthews a rough night as he ended up in 22nd spot on that one. So we're starting to see some 17.6s become pretty common in the racing we have here. Let's go to our next event. This is heat race number 4. They come out from the turn 2 gate as Kenny Carlson's car 21C gets escorted out of the infield. They're going to line them up on the back straightaway behind the Brandon Ford East Bay Raceway